there feeling exhausted, so tired. This kind of sleep, it's not gonna get me anywhere. It will only make me a weak vessel. Now, who would have handled this situation like this? Remember, time for prayer always. Remember this. There are times when you just have to pray. You can't say anything, you can't do anything. Don't worry about what is happening even out there. Especially during daytime as well. Or this is how I am. This is what has been, how can I say? I wasn't taught by anyone. Even specific time when I choose. And I wouldn't need to say this anyway, but I'm just letting some other people know. Some people who love their God and honor their God. You know, being nowadays, being familiar with God and how I do sometimes speak about God, I'm honest. It's not gonna get you what you want sometimes to some people, but with what I'm saying, because the moment I speak about God, if you speak nowadays about God, it's more frustrating. To some people, they may have enjoyed their time, but with me, I'm showing you the different way of knowing God, especially only known, how can I say, I mean, even in those days, Christ and his people, they were, it's a duty, it's an hour to honor. It's not just to pray, an hour to remember God for his goodness, for his love, for his patience, for his deeds, holy deeds. So it really, a prayer, it's not just prayer by seeking help and seeing God. A prayer which is, it's healing you at the same time. It's keeping you in remembrance. It's keeping you firm, keeping you steady, keeping you under your vows. Now, sometimes people make vows, but don't make vows if you can't fulfill them. That's what it says. Some people mess up. That's why they got Christ for their hope and their support always. And trust me, I mean it when I say it. Christ always intercedes. You may say, how? What's going on here? What are you talking about? And when I speak Christ also, in English I'm describing it to you, but the people still looking for Christ, still want Christ in their life. See what I said? Want Christ in their life. But Christ to come, Christ as a being. I'm telling you, if I'm ever describing this, it's so far beyond your understanding, your limit. Christ to set the rules straight for the entire world, for every nation. All people do know now. All people know about this. People knew much more before. And even before the establishment of the kingdom of Israel. People knew. But see how they were? Like almost, the entire kingdom was wiped out somehow. Even if you go through, throughout those ages, throughout those periods of time, when there was not much you could hardly ever hear about. Where all the people that Moses led? What happened to them? All turned away. Always never interested. They couldn't handle it. They hardly could ever live their life. After all that time, what happened? And if they were ever somewhere, like, I mean, it's like life in biblical time. It was like almost chaotic. No one could understand what was going on. That's because God does not want all people to know the secret of God, of His people as well. So He sometimes He covers up for all their mess sometimes, but He also hides this matter and keeps it always hidden secret. It's like almost private. Only God's people knows about this. Okay. Can't say much, to be honest, because I also feel so weak sometimes. Sometimes I remember what I was doing. Sometimes like, for what was the reason for me? You know, whatever I do record, I cannot change anything. I cannot, honest to God. Some people may do some work to the recording, but I'm not here just to show it as if though I've learned it from some other people, or just because what I've watched on is not. I swear you, what I record is exactly as how it is. Honest before God, that's how I am. But I know it won't make sense to any people out there if I'm ever sharing this. But I'm also reminding the people who's holding on, because it's got nothing to do with self-interest or some things like that. It's a duty, you know. Like you may say, the world, it's completely far separated from God's command. But when it comes to the word, everyone is bound to it. Remember this. You're always bound. You cannot. You may be free. You may be your ethnicity. You despise your status or what your condition is. How you are. All people are like almost under peace or under judgment. The rulers rule the world. They rule accordingly as well to what is written sometimes. Remember, you know, sometimes I remember one of the Psalms, I swear to you. And then for some reason, like I can't describe myself sometimes how I am sometimes, to be honest. But it's like as if though I'm like this psalm where it says, I don't know what it says, I'm like a child in his mother's arm. I do not consider myself to be important with these matters. Who says this? Somewhere in the psalm, or maybe it's one of the Psalm of David. Honest. But does that mean that we like, you know, straight away becoming like almost children? This no. Sometimes I may sound like as if I'm out of this world, but believe me, as soon as I hear the sound, you know which sound I hear sometimes? You don't want to hear, I swear to God. A sound that will make you like jump straight away. If you're in your bed, you straight away you start shaking, you get up. But I must handle it sometimes, you know what I mean? Because I've been getting used to it. Because when God's presence comes, believe me, you feel it and you know how it is. Some people, it may be terrifying for them. Some people, they may be free forever. That's it. Thank you.